Hello, I'm going to apologize up front for the poor quality of this video, but I have been working on a couple things since the new year, primarily involving the METAR things. As you can see here, I am learning how to make iOS apps, so I'm porting the METAR-RasPi project into an iOS app. Here you can see it running on a 4S style screen, just that's the screen size that would work best on the computer that I'm making it. It's going to be significantly more involved than putting it onto a Raspberry Pi display or an LCD screen, but I will be able to search, do maps, save favorites, settings, and whatnot. And I have already implemented all the logic for it. This is, in fact, it working right now for JFK up in New York. I would obviously I still have a lot to do on the display, and I am learning as I go. It also works well on the iPad with a different display. I already have a lot of ideas for this, but that is more of a long-term project. What I have more in the short term for you here is the Pebble Tine announcement brought Pebble back to the forefront of my mind. So as of last night, let's get the lighting right here. I have ported the METAR-RasPi project over onto a Pebble Watchface. I saw there were two other METAR Watchfaces in the store, and they just displayed the raw text on there, and I thought, well, I can do a lot better than that. So here we have the local time. You give the station ID, and as usual, we determine the flight rules and display everything accordingly. And I love the little icons that I made, and I can't wait to add some color to them for the Pebble Time. Now, pulling over here in the video, you can find it in the Pebble App Store. In fact, it is, last I checked, still on the most recently updated watch faces. 3 likes already, yay. But you can 4. You can read a little bit about it. I have made the watch face and the JavaScript engine behind it open source. You can find the source link on my GitHub page. Once it's been added to your library, you can load it onto here. Press settings, and we open up a web page to input the station ID. By the way, there's a link to my website and the GitHub repo. So, kind of keeping up with the KLEX from the METAR-RasPi project, let's put KLEX in there. Submit. And the next time that our Pebble has a screen update, kind of force it here, we now have Bluegrass Airport's current METAR. And so in addition to little icons, my other little favorite thing is this adorable little watch face icon. It's not showing up too well on here. You'll just have to download it on your Pebble to see for yourself. But this was a fun little 4-day project. This also means that between the Pebble and iOS, in addition to the Raspberry Pi, the back-end METAR parsing logic is now in Python, Swift, and JavaScript. In my longer-term plans, I'm going to add international support. This is still only for the United States, Alaska, and Hawaii, Canada, Mexico, and the Northern Caribbean. But and that's just because that's the only codes that I've ever really been familiar with. There's an entire international standard, but the way that I've reworked the logic for the Swift and JavaScript version, there's going to be much easier for me to implement an international variation. So that's what's coming down the pipeline. If you have a Pebble, go off and grab this. Something to look forward to in the future as my computer goes to black, and expect some updates for the METAR-RasPi project as well. In case you haven't seen as well, I now have a full write-up for my DMX moving light controller, as well as a full write-up for the METAR-RasPi project, and I am working on a getting started with Raspberry Pi page as well. Website is always being updated as I write more about these projects, so follow me on my website. I update the blog every couple days with what I'm working on, and you can find me from there. Hope you enjoy.